Here we go. How do you turn this thing on? Is it a button or a pulley? I knew I should have read the instructions. Wait, what does this thing do?
Ah, there you go. Christian here with cheap beat up Elvis vinyl. Got another cool haul of Elvis records. Right here in beautiful downtown Covington, Louisiana. It's a great little record store called Retro Music. Check it out when you can.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, at beautiful Retro Music, downtown Covington, Louisiana. Let's see if they got some Elvis. Nice bunch of Elvis. And we got a whole bunch up here.
I mean, across the street, it's good.
Awesome. Bossa Nova, baby. Love this one. And here you go. Hound dog. Beautiful.
Great store, great people. I usually find some pretty cool Elvis stuff there. Did you notice the dancing Elvis? Interesting. First one up. Peace in the Valley EP. This one came out in March of '57. Really cool. Cover's a little interesting. Nice little peaceful valley. And then a picture of Elvis slapped on top of it. Not even in color. Maybe they could have spent a little more time on the cover. But the contents are fantastic. On the back, what I love about the EPs, they usually have a little write-up. And you can see exactly what people were thinking at the time. March of '57. To a great many people, Elvis Presley has been a surprise. Blah, blah, blah. They've been surprised. But to anyone fortunate enough to have known Elvis, whether as a schoolboy, movie usher, delivery man, or performer, Peace in the Valley will be no surprise. Then they talk about his interest in gospel music, and it says, it was then no real surprise when on a recent Ed Sullivan TV show, Elvis decided to do the title song of this set, Peace in the Valley. Nor were the folks at RCA Victor surprised the very next day when the deluge of wires and letters descended, suggesting, requesting, and demanding that the selection be recorded by Elvis. This album is the result, and it's interesting to note that on these four great sacred numbers, they used to call Elvis's gospel albums sacred. They would say more sacred music from Elvis. Interesting. I hadn't really heard that. It says it's interesting to note that Elvis chose to use only the men he normally employs on his popular recordings. Scotty Moore on guitar, Bill Black on Doghouse bass, DJ Fontana on drums, and the Jordanaires. Fantastic record. Peace in the Valley. I'm sure everybody's seen the recording of that from Ed Sullivan. If not, just look it up on YouTube. It's fantastic. It is no secret what God can do, I believe, and take my hand, precious Lord. Fantastic. Now this one is it's dog on top, and this one has the silver line on it. And it also belonged to Sandra Puccio. See? A few that I picked up this day belong to her, I guess. Her collection ended up at Retro Music. Next one, October '57, Jailhouse Rock. Man, what a gorgeous cover, huh? Now, on one of the other EPs, it said that this was the best-selling EP of all of the Elvis EPs. So at the time it was, I don't know if it ended up being, I would think it probably did, because since there was no soundtrack for Jailhouse Rock, and listen to the songs on it. Jailhouse Rock, Young and Beautiful, I Want to Be Free, Don't Leave Me Now, and Baby I Don't Care. Fantastic. In the back, they got just kind of a stock picture of Elvis. Let's see what they got written back here. Jailhouse Rock is Elvis Presley's third appearance before the movie cameras. Blah, blah, blah. Talks about the role. In this album, taken from the original soundtrack, Elvis sings all 5 of the songs which were written especially for the film. Blah, blah, blah. This is an RCA Victor. New orthophonic high-fidelity recording. As we've mentioned before, the old orthophonics, just didn't really cut the mustard, but this does. And of course, they have an original soundtrack. I like how they do that. Usually on the soundtrack things, they'll have some type of little film image on there. And it says economy package up there. 45 EP. I wonder if they thought economy package was for EP. I always thought EP was extended play, and I'm still going to think that. This one's Dog on Top. And doesn't have Sandra's name on it. Next one, was really happy to see this one. This is one of the few soundtrack albums that I don't have a copy of. King Creole. Now, being down here outside of New Orleans, a lot of stories about King Creole. A lot of places you'll pass that were in the movie. And always one of my favorite movies. Great movie. And here, this one came out in August 58. They had 3 covers, but it was very weird. Like this one says printed in the USA right there. See at the bottom? And then one of them did not have that. And then, of course, one was a gold standard. King Creole, New Orleans, As Long as I Have You, and Love a Doll. A little disappointing that the back of it doesn't have a write-up about the movie like the Jailhouse Rock one did. This one is just kind of posted. But it also has... Also here, Elvis's great new single, Hard-Headed Woman, Don't Ask Me Why. Right down there at the bottom. I love this. It's in great shape. Fantastic. And it is Dog on Top. And I think it was Sandra Puccio's, because look, you see there's like a little SP right there. So I'm going to guess that that was her little mark. SP. Kind of cool. Way she put the S with the P in it. Nice. Next one came out in October of 56. Love Me Tender. Now I already had a copy of this, but I had the green cover. There were several covers to this one. There was a black and white. There was a black and green, which I already had. And then then they had a light pink and a dark pink. I'm going to say this is probably the dark pink. It's, you can hear, papery. I like on the back that it has a list of everything recorded by Elvis Presley. Now available on these great RCA Victor singles. Also, many also available on 45 extended play. So there you go. The extended play was what they were calling them and not the economy package, which I didn't think so. I just thought it was interesting. Very happy with that one. And it was also Dog on Top. Let's see if we got an SP written on here. No, I don't see any writing on here. Love me tender, any way you want me. Pretty good combo. Pretty good combo. Probably sold a lot of copies of it. Next one, March of 57. Great sleeve, all shook up. Really cool color combination. Most of the, I've seen, it seems like it's tweaked a little bit because you recognize that jacket and it's usually red and this is usually real yellow. So I would think that's from the same photo session. Maybe they just tweaked it a little bit. All shook up, that's when your heartaches begin. The back has a complete listing of all of his singles and albums and LPs. And let's see, what does it say here? Here are these recordings best on an RCA Victor new orthophonic high fidelity Victrola. You bought the record? Now buy their little record player. Up, dog on top, and it belonged to Sandra. Thank you, Sandra. She took real good care of her records. And I'm happy to have them, I tell you that. Next one came out in April of 58. Wear My Ring Around Your Neck. That's a cool little cover. Kind of a different look for Elvis. The sweater. Like the background color. Very pleasant. Don't you think it's time? Back has all the singles and the albums. Then at the bottom, let's see what it says. Another great Elvis Presley picture. King Creole coming soon. There you go. Oh, excuse me. There you go. That's what I love, all the advertisements on them. You got the singles, the albums, and the EPs. Well, they only have one album listed here, Golden Records. And let's see what we got here. It's a dog on top. Dog on top. Don't see any of Sandra's markings on it, so maybe this one wasn't hers. Okay. July of 59. Big Hunk of Love. Love this one. Of course, 59. Elvis would have been still in the Army, so they use an Army picture. Very cool. Now, what I wonder is, you got a couple people down here. Were these people part of? Were they down there stopping people from coming? Or did they have no idea that the soldier that someone was taking a picture of up there was Elvis Presley? Somebody knows. Really like the back of here, of this one. Advertising Elvis Sales, which is the EP that has the exclusive interview in which Elvis answers the questions everyone would like to ask him. I believe that that interview took place right before he got on the ship when he was shipping out. And also an ad for A Date with Elvis, an entirely new idea, an album that unfolds to become a complete 1960 calendar, a constant reminder that you have a date with Elvis, so you can know when Elvis is coming home. Very cool. Love the back of this one. This was kind of on slight glossy paper. And this one, dog on top, and there's Sandra, what I'm assuming is Sandra Puccio's little mark on there. My wish came true, Big Hunk of Love. Last one, 1961 in May. Wild in the Country. Love that movie. Great movie. This one's pretty beat up. It's ripped up. this side is real folded real bad. I love how it's got the 98-cent sticker on it. And it's all beat up, so I love it even more. Love that movie. Very cool. Wild in the Country, title song from the Jerry Wald production, 20th Century Fox CinemaScope picture, Wild in the Country. Interesting that in 1961, which is when this was released, so it's a 47 number on it, dog on top. It's probably from 61. And a single was 98 cents. How much was an album? An album was probably just a few bucks. So we got dog on top here. I don't see any markings. And Sandra. So that, I think, was a good haul from Retro. What did you think? Let me know down below. If you have any information on those records that I didn't mention or anything I got wrong, let me know. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, subscribe and like. If you hate it, subscribe and like twice. I think we hit 160 subscribers, maybe. Yeah, sounds good. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks, Elvis. See if I can get this time.
Nailed it that time.
Okay, fine.